Okay, let's talk about that feeling. It's it's the absolute nightmare scenario for anyone learning English. You've done the work right,
Really.
you've studied, you've practiced,
Yeah.
you feel like you're ready.
You feel prepared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you're out there in the real world.
No.
Someone looks at you, they ask you a question, and they're just waiting.
And your body just takes over.
It totally betrays you. Your heart starts pounding like boom, boom, boom. Your hands get all sweaty.
Nothing's your mind.
It's just gone, completely blank. It's this terrifying feeling that all the words you learned are suddenly locked away somewhere you can't get to them.
Yeah, that's the classic fight or flight response. Your brain basically treats speaking English like it's a physical danger, like a tiger just walked into the room.
A tiger, right. That's a good way to put it.
And the material we're looking at today, it tackles that exact feeling. It argues the solution isn't, more grammar or a bigger vocabulary. It's actually the opposite. It's radical simplicity.
Right. We're doing a deep dive today into this guide called Real English for Real Life. And the main idea is so interesting because it's not what you'd expect. It says to build confidence, you have to stop trying to sound smart.
And start trying to be functional.
Exactly. Just functional.
We're going to unpack the little things, the daily habits and micro-interactions that actually add up to real fluency. We're not talking about textbook rules today.
No, this is all about the psychology of it.
It really is.
So welcome to the Talking English podcast. I'm John. And if you're listening, you're probably looking for a way to, break through that wall of silence.
And I'm Ellen. I am really excited about this one because honestly, even native speakers can get nervous. But for learners, this whole idea of just lowering the stakes, it's a game changer.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The guide starts with something they call a grounding exercise. It's made to snap you out of that panic mode we were just talking about.
It is, and it does it with a very, very specific question.
It's not a big, scary question.
No, it doesn't ask, what's your philosophy on life or anything like that. It just asks, what was the very first thing you did when you woke up this morning?
It feels almost too simple, doesn't it?
That's the whole point. So I'll ask you, what's the honest answer?
Honestly, I rolled over and checked my phone.
Right. I checked my phone. Now just look at that sentence linguistically.
Okay.
It's the simple past tense, I checked. It's a real concrete action. There's nothing complicated about it. And the guide says starting with these simple facts anchors you in reality.
Because when you're nervous, your brain tries to overcomplicate everything. You start thinking, oh, should I use the present perfect? Or wait, was it checking my phone? You just get lost.
You get lost in the options, exactly. And your brain just kind of crashes. The big insight here is that good English is often just the most direct, simple description of what's real.
I checked my phone.
I checked my phone. It's clear. That makes it high-level communication, not because the words are big, but because it's so clear. You get a little win right at the start.
And that really sets the stage for everything else. The guide breaks the day down into these functional blocks. And the first one, where so many people trip up, is the greeting.
The hello.
Yeah, it seems so basic, but the sources we looked at say this is actually a huge point of friction for learners.
Oh, it is. It's the how are you trap.
The dread of how are you. I have seen people physically tense up when they're asked that.
It's a massive pain point, and the guide points out that learners often just misunderstand the question. They hear how are you and they think it's a serious inquiry into their health.
Or like a therapy session's about to start.
Right, so they freeze up because they think they need to give this long, complicated answer. Well, my back is a little sore and I'm worried about this work project and
by the time they figure all that out in their head, the person's gone. They've walked away.
Exactly. The key takeaway here is that in everyday English, especially in the US and the UK, how are you is often just social noise.
Social noise.
Yeah, it's just another way of saying hello. It's not a real request for information.
So what's the fix? If we're trying to lower the stakes and stop that panic, what does the guide suggest?
Be intentionally boring.
Boring. That sounds like the opposite of what you want in a conversation.
But in this one very specific moment, boring is safe. I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. The guide really stresses that these short answers aren't rude at all.
They're efficient.
They're efficient. They just signal to the other person, hey, I get it. I understand this little social ritual. We can move on.
That is such a relief to hear, honestly. It stops that whole panic spiral before it even starts. You don't have to think, you just need a script.
You do. And we should try this. If you're listening right now, just practice that reflex in your head. Someone says, how are you? And you just instantly I'm good.
Like a tennis volley.
Yeah.
Don't think, just hit the ball back.
Precisely. And context really matters here too, which the guide mentions. In some cultures, a greeting can be a long conversation. But in busy English-speaking cities, London, New York, the pace is much faster.
Hi, I'm good. And you keep walking.
And it's not rude. It's not cold. It's just a different kind of politeness, one that respects the other person's time.
Okay, so we've survived the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
We handled the greeting. Now the guide moves into structure. It calls this part unpacking the routine.
Right. And this is all about controlling the narrative of your day. A routine is just something you do every day, a cycle. And the idea is if you can talk about your morning, you can talk about your life.
And it focuses so much on the simple present tense.
Yes. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast.
So why is that tense so important? Why not focus on, I am eating or I have eaten?
Well, because the simple present is the tense of habit and identity. I am eating is just about this one moment right now. But I eat breakfast. That's a statement about who you are.
Ah, okay. It's a fact about your life.
It's a permanent trait, not a temporary state. And notice the order the guide gives. Wake up, brush teeth, shower, eat. It's this universal sequence.
Doesn't really matter where you live.
No, whether you're in Tokyo or Berlin or Rio, that sequence is pretty much the same for everyone.
There's a little note here, though, about how the time can be different.
Oh, sure. The grammar is the constant, but the details change. I wake up at 5 a.m. versus I wake up at 9 a.m. But the guide stresses that the sentence structure, subject, verb, time, that's your anchor. It always works.
It's almost like a little piece of code.
That's a great way to put it. You're programming your fluency. Once you have that code, I verb at time, you can plug in anything. You're not starting from scratch every single time.
So let's move to the next thing you can plug in, which is everyone's favorite subject, food.
Food, the great equalizer. Everyone eats.
The guide breaks it down into the big three, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it really zooms in on breakfast as a training ground for beginners.
It does, and that's because breakfast is usually pretty simple, right? It's not normally a huge, complicated meal.
True. So the structure is just, I eat food and I drink beverage.
Again, look how simple that is. I eat eggs. I drink coffee. You don't need fancy adjectives. You don't have to say, I eat delicious, fluffy scrambled eggs. You just need to communicate the basic fact.
But then it does suggest adding one small layer of detail, quantity.
Right. My breakfast is small. Or my breakfast is big. And this is clever because it lets you start describing things without needing a ton of vocabulary. You're adding a little bit of color.
It's also a challenge to the listener to, define their own reality.
Let's do that right now. If you're listening, just think about what you ate this morning. Is it, I eat rice, I eat bread, I drink tea? Just taking a second to translate your real life into that simple English sentence, that's how you really learn it.
It stops being an exercise and starts being about your actual life. There's another distinction here that I thought was really helpful. The location, the where.
Yes. The simple choice. I eat at home versus I eat outside.
That phrase, eating outside, can be a little confusing sometimes. It doesn't just mean, like, having a picnic, does it?
No, not usually. In this context, eating outside means a restaurant, a cafe, a street vendor, basically anywhere that's not your own kitchen.
And that's a cultural thing too. Some places, everyone eats out. Other places, everyone eats at home.
And the sentence structure works for both. I eat at home. Subject, verb, location. See how we keep coming back to that consistency.
That consistency builds confidence.
It does. If you know the structure works, you're less afraid to open your mouth.
Okay, so we've woken up, eaten, gone to work or school. Now we get to the fun part. The guide calls it free time.
The reward. This is where language learning stops feeling like work.
Yeah, this is where it shifts from what you need to do to what you want to do.
And there's a golden phrase here. The guide calls it the skeleton key to showing your personality.
I like to.
I like to. It sounds so basic, but think about what that little phrase does. It lets you tell people who you are. I like to read. I like to watch TV. I like to travel. All of a sudden, you're not just a robot going through a routine.
You're a person with opinions and hobbies.
And desires.
It's also how you connect with people, isn't it? If I say, I like to watch movies, and you also like movies, boom, we have something in common.
Exactly. It invites that me too response. And the guide lists the usual ones, TV, music, books, but the idea is you plug in your own passion.
And this leads right into the weekend. The guide frames the weekend as this kind of special time.
Saturday and Sunday. And the grammar changes just a little bit here. We're not talking about daily habits anymore, but weekly ones.
The structure is, on weekends
On weekends, I rest. On weekends, I visit my family.
That phrase, I visit my family, it's so simple, but it tells such a big story about your life and what's important to you.
It does, and think about the picture we're building of a person here. We started with, I wake up, then I eat eggs, then I like to read, and now, on weekends, I visit my family.
You've basically written a short biography.
You have, just by sticking these simple blocks together. And you haven't used any really complex grammar to do it.
That's the whole real English promise, I guess. You don't need to be a poet to be understood.
You just need to be clear. Clarity is powerful. People are drawn to clarity.
But there's one last piece. The guide calls it the social glue. You can be clear, but if you don't have this, an interaction can still feel wrong.
Politeness.
We're talking about the magic 3. Please, thank you, and sorry.
It's easy to just think of these as, manners. But in a new language, they're actually strategic tools. They're like your secret weapon against awkwardness.
How is saying please strategic?
Because when you're learning, you're gonna make mistakes. It's just a fact. You'll use the wrong word, you'll mispronounce something. But if you're polite, if you use please and thank you, people will be so much more forgiving and patient with you.
So politeness buys you a little bit of time.
It buys you grace. If you go into a shop and just say, give me coffee, it feels aggressive, right? The clerk just wants you to leave. But if you say, coffee, please, or please, can you help me? It softens everything. You turn them into an ally.
The guide gives a few key phrases. Please help me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry is the ultimate safety net. You bump into someone, I'm sorry. You didn't understand what they said, I'm sorry. It just diffuses any tension right away. It shows you're trying.
It's interesting how that works across different cultures, too.
Politeness is universal, even if the words are different. It's all about showing respect. And when you're a learner, showing respect is the fastest way to get help.
So if we zoom out and look at everything we've talked about today, what's the big picture?
It's like a pyramid of communication. At the very bottom, the foundation, you have the greeting, hi, I'm good. Simple, gets us started.
Okay.
Then you build on that with the routine. I wake up, I eat. Grounding yourself in simple facts, then comes identity. I like to read, sharing who you are.
And at the very top.
And holding it all together is politeness. The please and thank you that make everything run smoothly.
It almost sounds too simple. I can just hear someone thinking, but I want to talk about philosophy. I want to debate current events. This is just baby talk.
And you will get there. But you can't build the roof of a house before you have the foundation. That anxiety, that heart beating fast feeling we talked about at the start, that happens because people try to jump straight to the roof. They try to be philosophical before they're functional.
That is such a good point. The anxiety comes from that huge gap between what you want to say and what you can say.
Exactly. So close the gap. Just embrace the simple stuff. Master, I wake up. Master, I like to. When those phrases become automatic, when you don't even have to think about them, your brain has so much more space to learn the harder stuff.
It really is like building a house one brick at a time. And I think today we've laid down some really solid bricks.
Absolutely. And you have to remember, every single complex conversation is really just a lot of simple sentences put together.
We would love to hear from you, actually.
Yeah.
Which one of these habits stood out to you? Are you going to practice the I like to sentences? Or maybe focus on the polite magic 3?
Try it. Write one down in the comments. Just the act of writing, I eat rice, or I like to walk, helps your brain make that connection and makes it real for you.
And if this deep dive helps you look at your learning in a new way, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the Talk English podcast channel. It really helps us out.
And share this with a friend who, struggles with that speaking anxiety. Sometimes all they need is permission to be simple. That's what lets them finally start talking.
I want to leave you with one final thought. We talked about that feeling of freezing up. Next time that happens, don't try to be impressive. Just try to be true. Just say the simplest true thing you can. I'm here. I'm listening. Start there.
Start small and the confidence will come.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. I'm John.
And I'm Ellen.
We'll see you next time.